Black Rosebud. Black Rosebud. You want them, he got them. Black Rosebud. He clowning, got you laughing at. Black Rosebud. You want them, he got them. Black Rosebud. He clowning, got you laughing at. Black Rosebud. Special nigga. A round of applause for jokes so funny you might shit your drawers. Tearing down the stage, destroying the scene. Black got a routine that's so mean. How could a ratchet comedian perform at a church with a set so fresh, so clean? Versatile with a style that can't be touched. Any stage black on, he rips it up. The haters gonna hate, players gonna play. Black gon' clown their ass any fucking way. Check out the YouTube page for comedy and skits. Coming soon to a city near you. My nigga, BLAQ. What the fuck you gon' do? Laugh so hard you chip your fucking tooth. Black be on that funny shit like monkeys throwing circus poop. Black Rosebud.
Y'all know about this song.
Black Rosebud. You want them, he got them. Black Rosebud. He clowning, got you laughing at. Black Rosebud. You want them, he got them. Black Rosebud. He clowning, got you laughing at. Black Rosebud.
First of all, thank you for all the birthday wishes. Tomorrow is my birthday. I'm forever linked with the George Floyd death. The day I was born was the day that he died. We actually died within the same I said we actually died. I said, damn. We actually was born. I was born 5 minutes after, whatever, 5 minutes before he died at the time, you know what I'm saying, whatever time. But I was born 5 minutes before. You feel me? So I am ever on this day of mourning. I am forever linked to tomorrow, I am forever linked with the George Floyd. Now, before we get up in this this show right here, you know what I'm saying, you see, that's my birthday show right there. That's my birthday show. Before we show out this show is sponsored by the one and only Beth Roberts. Everybody up here should thank Beth Roberts because she is the reason that this show is running. Happy birthday, Mr. Harris, on May 25th. I miss watching your videos and learning, but at the same time laughing. Please have the happiest birthday ever. Thanks to you, this show is running, Mrs. Beth Roberts, the one and only Beth Roberts, the one and only Beth Roberts. You know what I'm saying? She's the reason why you might as well call her the producer of the show. And also, my boy Sergeant Mo sent me some money for my birthday. We was out here in Hollywood with our MAGA suits marching through the city of Hollywood. You know, he came out with his beautiful family, you know, his beautiful daughter Jet, you know, and his beautiful wife, and they was out here having a magnificent time. I'm going to go out there soon and visit Sergeant Mo in his city, you know what I'm saying, coming soon. I got a free ticket on the damn thing because I booked the flight and I couldn't get a refund. So I got a free ticket. I'm going to use that to go see my boy Sergeant Mo. With or without somebody. And Sergeant Mo know what I'm talking about. Anyway, before we get into this, I want to leave y'all, we talking about defund the police, so I got a little quick video for y'all before we get into this thing. This is defund the police. When you defund the police, right, you got to get the money somewhere. Now the police is looking for people, you know, to work in the community, right? People are looking, the police are looking, what do you call them? Activists and stuff like that. They're hiring people out of the community because the police is now quitting at alarming numbers. Now this dude right here just got a job with the police. He just got a job with the police and he's happy as hell. Before we get into Joe Biden, I want y'all to see what's going to happen if the funding the police keep on happening and we got to keep on hiring people like this. Here we go right here. Let me show you.
D, what's up?
What the hell you doing here?
What's up, dog?
What's going on, man?
Man, you ain't gonna believe this shit, bro.
What happened?
Man, I done fucked around and got hired here, dog.
You got hired here at the police
I
station?
came down here 2 hours ago and passed my drug test.
Man, get the hell out the
Bro, I
bag.
got-
How you passing
Nigga,
drugs
I ain't
in?
nothing for them. I'm gonna put some swingers on this bitch, bro.
Man, you ain't
Bro, I'm
fucking.
finna ride 84s, my nigga. Believe that shit, nigga. It's on. I get paid to snitch now, nigga.
You get paid to
I
snitch.
get paid to snitch now. Let's go celebrate.
How in the hell these people end up hiring you?
Bro, I don't even know how I passed my drug test. All the dope in my system.
Man, get the hell out of here. You know, I know you lying.
Bro, I got
You
hired.
got everything in your system.
I did.
literally
Until I
everything.
went down to them Indian stores and took that goddamn cleansing drink.
What cleansing drink?
That shit you drink to goddamn clean your system, bro.
Oh man, come
Bro,
on,
boy,
man.
bro. My pee clean. My pee clean nigga bitch, dog. My piss ain't never been that goddamn clear.
Oh my
My
god.
shit always been the color lemonade, bro. Always.
So you got the job doing
Bro,
what?
I get paid to snitch now, nigga. It's really classified. I can't even really talk about this shit, my nigga.
Oh my god.
I don't reason I'm telling you because you my boy. But don't fuck with me. You see what I did to Roger. You seen what I did to Roger. 40 years.
He had 40 years?
40 years, bitch. You didn't want to sign that plea. 40 years.
Dang.
Don't fuck with me. 40 and up what you get with me.
Bro, you happy about giving people
Nigga,
that
you know how
money?
much motherfucking money they gave me for that?
How much?
$200. And I went and got them new J's. I had to borrow them out from my grandma, but I got them new J's. Pen level.
You happy about snitching on people
Yes,
for
nigga, when the last time
$200?
I had $200, D?
Bro,
I
this-
ain't had a job in 2 years, but now I do.
Oh my god.
Hey, man, won't put
Nah,
my boy on
don't
me?
put him in that.
What you
that
mean?
ain't got nothing to do
He
with
woke
him.
me up to get the job.
That ain't got nothing to do with
Why
him.
come he don't, D? You ain't happy for me?
You
You
a
always call me a
rotten ass
bum, broke ass nigga. Now I got a job, now you telling me I ain't shit, nigga?
Man,
Hey,
look,
Miss
man.
Barbie.
Watch your mouth, bro. That
You
don't
ought to
make
be
no
happy
sense.
for your boy.
I ain't happy
You
for
should
you.
get a good look at the car. Cause in a couple months that bitch candy hanging.
Man, yeah, right.
Candy on that bitch, man.
Yeah, right.
Coming down 415, nigga. Coming down like Killer Cody Young on them
For
boys, man.
snitching on everybody in the town.
Top down in the whip. Who? I ain't snitched on you.
Man, what you mean? Down there, everybody gone.
And that's what I want.
What?
Getting the streets should be mine, bro.
Oh my god.
When you go get you some goddamn boudin, what you do? You smoke it, don't you?
Yeah.
Bitch, ain't shit you a barbecue pig. I smoke me a nigga. Fuck them niggas down there.
That made no damn sense.
Whole ass niggas, they can write letters all they want, but I'm free. I was in that goddamn jail cell, laying down, beating my meat, calling my girl. Another nigga answered the phone. Bitch, I'm coming home. I told that nigga when I see you, it's going down. You just best believe it did.
What up,
Wow.
Mark
That
Howard?
nigga choked the shit out of me, D.
Choke the shit out of
It's
you.
all good, but I press charge it. Now just where he at? In county where I was.
Man.
Get that bitch my bed.
That don't make no sense. Snitch ass.
Nigga, I got a job. This is home now, nigga. Believe that. They gonna pay your boy to snitch. Bitch, I'm in.
That don't make no
I'm
sense.
in there like swimwear. Fuck ass. Let's go celebrate.
I ain't
Let's go
finna
get some
celebrate
gas.
with
Go
you.
get some weed, bro.
Man, no.
It's on me.
No.
They
Man.
gave me a bonus.
I'm good, bro. Go ahead and take
You
your
don't
ass
want
on.
you don't want smoke with me?
Nah, go on, get your
Where your
little
cousin
ragged
at?
ass
The
dick.
nigga with the bumps around his lip. Tell him come fuck with me.
What you talking about, Rodney?
Yeah, tell him come fuck with me.
Man, fuck that, man. Oh ass nigga.
Now, this is what you're going to get when you defund the police. Now, first of all, right, you got, where we at? Right here, right? Right, have you ever noticed, and I noticed something since I've been doing these videos, right? I've noticed something, right? Have you noticed how the Democrats always use racism, right? You know what I'm saying? They are the racist people that always use racism as a way to, I guess, fight for something. How do you do this? This is new shit right here. Okay, we want to do this. We want to play. Okay, we got it right here. Boom. All right, show the whole thing. Do the whole screen, right? Now, the Democrats always use racism, right? For years, you never hear no Republicans using slavery and racism and all that combined. Every single speech, every single time. You never hear Donald Trump talking about, yeah, the reason that's happening because of racism. You never heard Ronald Reagan. You never heard any Republican besides the rhinos talk about slavery and racism and stuff like that. They talk about business and taxes and government and foreign affairs and stuff like that. You don't even hear no Democrats talking about shit happen overseas unless it's a damn Israel and Hamas. You hear them talking about Israel and Hamas, and how in the hell is Hamas claiming they won and they got the shit blew out of them. They launched 4,300 missiles and still fucking lost. Ain't that some shit? They don't know Israel got some shit. Like, they got some heat-seeking bullets that shoot down missiles. They got missiles that shoot missiles. They were shooting missiles and the missiles shooting missiles. That's like my grandmother doing a drive-by and the Bloods got another gun shooting her bullets. They is not fucking with Israel. Israel got money. They launching fucking rockets from schools and churches and subways and strip clubs and shit. And then they get mad when the missile come their way. Like, why they blow up the school? Motherfucker, you was launching missiles from the school. We want a ceasefire. A ceasefire with Israel and the Hamas is like a ceasefire between my grandmother and the Bloods. My grandmother ain't gonna stop shooting them niggas like the Hamas ain't gonna stop launching missiles. So you can get up with that shit. But why is it that every time the Democrats talk about things in America, they have to use racism, Asian hate. They're not talking about Jewish hate, right? Remember when the so-called people and whatever that shit was, the Freedom March with the white supremacists, and they was yelling, Jews will not replace us. Jews, all of them was racist, right? But when you had another group go out and beat the shit out of the Jewish people all on the news in LA in a democratic city, which probably 90% a chance that most of them people was assaulting the Jewish people was Democratic voters, they sweep that shit under the rug. Let's talk about this Asian hate. Fuck the Jewish hate crimes going up and anti-Semitic crimes going up by 47, 57, 87%. Let's focus on the Asian crimes. Because if we focus on the Jewish crime and hate crimes, it's going to prove that we have a faction of people that are ignorant and probably racist, just like the Republicans have a faction of people that are probably ignorant and racist. I mean, everybody have people that are ignorant and racist. Everybody. But I don't see how the Democrats use racism in every fucking thing, right? So what I did today, right, is I want you to see how the Democrats use racism and police form, and then how they're going to use George Floyd and trace the hate for George Floyd and all this shit all the way back to slavery. They anything comes with, I don't give a fuck if any black man gets shot, strangled, whatever, by the police or anything, they're going to go all the way back to slavery. Anytime a black man can't get a job or anything like that, or the education and whatever, they're going to trace it back to slavery. Everything is traced back to slavery when you fuck with the Democrats. There's nothing that Democrats can say, or there's no point a Democrat can make without tracing the roots all the way back to slavery. Case in point.
The president called this a wake-up call to the nation.
Turn it down. Oh, wait, it's too loud.
Given where things are here in Washington with police reform, has anything actually changed since Mr. Floyd was killed as it relates to policing and black and brown people in this country?
This is going to be a private meeting, and we certainly will also put out a statement from the president marking the anniversary, a day that certainly impacted him personally.
It impacted Joe Biden personally. How in the fuck how in the fuck is Joe Biden or George Floyd death is going to affect Joe Biden personally? You want to make it seem like you care for blacks all of a sudden when you was locking niggas up in the 90s at an alarming rate. 2 niggas at a time, 3 niggas at a time. Throw away the key. Them motherfuckers are terrorists. Them motherfuckers are whatever. What that shit called? What Hillary called us? We have predators. Yeah, we are predators. All that shit. You the same nigga that called us predators back in the days is the same nigga that's fighting for us for equality now. The same nigga that was holding eulogies for the KKK is the same nigga that is fighting for our equality now. You don't see the dilemma in that? How? When part of the shit you done was the racist shit. You was telling the police to arrest niggas back in the days. Now you're telling the police to leave niggas alone? Arrest everybody. We don't give a fuck. They unredeemable. They can't come back. They should be locked up forever. They mothers on crack. Lock their ass up. Now you're telling the police, you know what? Leave people alone. Don't touch them. Don't arrest them. They making it now on the police reform bill. They trying to make it where you can sue the police if they arrest you. Imagine that.
I just had an opportunity to speak with the Floyd family and a group of them.
A group of them, hell yeah. They a group now. They wasn't a group before. How in the hell is they a group and they're a loving family and they let their brother out there on crack on the street, this nigga on drugs, robbing people and all kind of shit. How in the hell is they a loving, tight-knit family? They didn't know each other. George Floyd wasn't living with his motherfucking family or his daughter or his baby mama or no shit like that.
Most of them. They're a close, decent, honorable family.
How you know? Do you know them personally, nigga? Of course they can be honorable now, nigga. They got 27 million. Anybody can be honorable with 27 million. We're a tight, loving family. You damn right it's a tight, loving family. Nigga, they got 27 million. It ain't a care in the world. The only care is who gonna get, how you gonna break down the denominations. Who get the most, who get the less, who get it now, who get it then, who get it why. That's all the family gonna be fighting about now. Hell yeah, they're a decent family. They live in large.
Loving one another.
Well, let me first say that the president is still very much hopeful that he will be able to sign the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act into law.
It's not in the law. He wanted to sign by tomorrow. That's not going to happen.
I would say it's hard for me to assess from here, community to community, where we have seen progress made.
She don't look. Since last year, it's been 11 months. No progress have been made on anything because the Democrats don't want to give nothing. They want everything they want their way. They don't want to compromise. They don't want to debate. They don't want to argue. They don't want to do anything. They just want to, hey, it's our way or no way. We're going to have these talks with you, but if you don't like the way we do it, we're going to do it our way any fucking way. That's what they're trying to say.
Has urged Congress to approve the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act before the one-year mark passes. But lawmakers who remain at odds over key provisions of the bill are set to miss the deadline.
Oh, they're going to miss that. They're going to miss that. They're going to miss that. But you got Mrs. Kamala Harris coming in talking about a police reform bill and how the police is not doing their job and killing black people when she had an opportunity when Tim Scott presented the bill and there were 4 votes short. She had an opportunity to at least vote for the police reform bill so it can get on the floor for a debate. But you didn't even vote for it.
The life of a black person in America historically and even most recently.
Historically. You see what I'm saying? How everything dates back to slavery, right? You can't link everything to fucking slavery. If you can link everything to slavery, that means it's always going to be bad. You saying America has never got better since slavery? You mean we ain't got better since the Jim Crow laws? We ain't got better since Black Wall Street? We ain't got better since Emmett Till? The Mississippi burning? Blacks are 3/5 of a person? Segregated drinking water faucets? Blacks not being able to play sports? Blacks not being able to hop on the front of a bus? You mean we've made no progress? A black man supposedly being president? You've been vice president? We have made no history of racism. I don't understand how we made no history and how you link everything back to slavery. We have a long history of this, and it's still happening.
With Mr. Floyd has never been treated as fully human.
Now we've never been treated fully as human. But when this man, Mr. Scott, came with a bill that police reform and wanted to pass the shit, your bitch ass wouldn't do nothing. I don't want to do it because it didn't have everything. This is not going to help black people. Well, why don't you do something to help black people? What bill have you came up with in these 11 fucking months, besides that bullshit that you gave, that you passed in the House already? It passed in the House because the Democrats got the House. It passed that bullshit. Don't mean it's going to pass on the floor. It's not going to pass. They don't want that shit. It's too much bullshit. You can't put a bill in place where criminals can sue the police for touching them. You can't do that. You can't. I mean, who gonna want to be a police for if anybody can sue them? Look how many lawsuits they're gonna be spending most of their money on court costs, fighting, defending themselves against bullshit. Everybody gonna be claiming. You can run, you can do anything. Let the police touch you in any kind of wrong way, you can sue. And you can be at fault. But when this man came up with this bill, right, the police reform bill, y'all didn't want it pass his because one, he's a Republican. For two, he's black.
The death of yet another African-American man, George Floyd, his murder, is why the country has given us the opportunity to lead. And my friends on the other side just said no.
The president
Just said no. Let me read some of this chat. Miss Barbie, they just said no. Not even Joe. That's blue. That's a blue screen. That's not even Joe. It's probably not even Joe. Joe is fucking lost. You right, Miss X. Joe is lost. Where's Hunter crack laptop from hell? They got that. What's it called? Rudy Giuliani said, "Hey man, y'all forgetting some hardware of Hunter Biden. Y'all want this?" FBI like, "Hell no, we don't want none of that. You can keep that." Carlos Hopkins, today's slave owners are with liberal women. I don't know what the slave mean. Progress, does she know the crime rate worse than ever? Look, everything is skyrocketing. I'm glad you brought that up. Who was that? Betty Boo. I'm glad you brought that up, Betty, because the crime has fucking skyrocketed in Chicago, in Florida, in New York. I don't know. These motherfuckers in Chicago must be sharpshooters because 11 people died this weekend. One person died. I mean, like one person died in New Orleans or wherever. It's New York. I think New Orleans and probably Chicago, right? But it was only like one died over here, 4 died over here. But they must got marksmen in fucking Chicago because every week you can count it. Every weekend it's like hunting practice, shooting practice. Like let's go out and just kill somebody because we know we're gonna get away with it. And then you have Lori Lightfoot on TV talking about the police, one of the police, whatever commissioners or whatever. Like this bitch is letting all this shit go on and she don't give a fuck. And he criticized her. And she said she don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Getting criticism from here is like a badge of honor. Bitch, your city is burning. Niggas are dying and you don't care. You're more worried about masks than you worried about guns. Yes, Mr. X, Black, think you were losing subscribers massively by the YouTube overload. Now I'm losing. YouTube is shadow banning me. You know what I'm saying? They don't look. You can look up my name and sometimes they don't even show. YouTube is shadow banning. They hate my channel. They hate my guts and they hate conservative speech. You know, that name right there in the algorithm is not coming back up. So they trying to ban your boy. But let me get back into this.
The president called this a wake-up call to the nation. Given where things are here in Washington with police reform, has anything actually changed since Mr. Floyd was killed as it relates to policing and black and brown people in this country?
Hell no, ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed between black and brown people in this country because, I mean, the police still shooting people, videos still coming out, niggas still running from the police, so ain't nothing changed between black and brown people. Ain't nothing got better or none of that. Ain't nothing got better.
This is going to be a private meeting, and we certainly will also put out a statement from the president marking the anniversary, a day that certainly impacted him personally.
You know, I just had an opportunity to speak with the Floyd family.
Wait a minute. Well, I saw this clip. Why is they ain't playing the whole movie? Why ain't playing the whole damn thing? Okay. This is new, y'all. I just done. This is supposed to be new. Where the hell the whole movie thing go? It's supposed to be movie. Render preview. Render preview. Oh no, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. We want to play the whole movie. We want to play the whole movie. How you play the whole freaking movie? It's just this. Oh man, this is some new shit right here. All right, we're gonna go right here. We're gonna go right here. Just go right here, right? Right here.
You see,
Go right here. Next one.
As it relates to police.
But lawmakers who remain at odds over key provisions of the bill are set to miss the deadline.
The life of a black person in America historically and even most recently with Mr. Floyd.
Fast forward this. Fast forward. We already saw this. We already saw this part.
to lead. And my friends on the other side just said no. Not no to the legislation.
We're certainly hopeful that that activism, that engagement will help move this legislation across the finish line.
You see, this process is not broken because of the legislation. This is a broken process beyond that one piece of legislation. It's one of the reasons why communities of color, young Americans of all colors, are losing faith in the institutions of authority and power in this nation, because we're playing small ball. We're playing for those in the insulated chambers. We're playing for presidential politics. That's small ball.
You know, it's a list that dates back more than 400.
Okay, now you see how Joe Biden automatically brings slavery back up in here. It dates back to 400 years. You can never lose a conversation with that because black people are very emotional. As soon as you mention slavery and racism and police and you put them all in one sentence, we get angry because we feel oppressed. And you making us feel oppressed every time you bring this up in every situation. I don't hear no Republicans trying to use this shit, racism, as a ploy to get votes. I never heard no Republican on the debate stage talking about talking about instill racism in his country, and he's going to end racism. He's going to bring the country together. I never heard of no Republicans saying that. And I never heard of no Republicans saying we need to give black people more opportunity. We need to give even up the odds and stuff like that. I never heard nobody say that on the Republican side. I heard the Republicans say we're going to make everybody better. Everyone. Not just a certain group, not just a certain group of people, and that group of people never get better. You promise them something we ain't never got. The promise every year we're going to make it better, we're going to make it better. Just like this police reform. It's been a whole fucking year. A whole fucking year. Donald Trump signed a federal police reform bill. Why y'all haven't signed one? And why y'all not listening to Tim Scott police reform bill? Why don't you bring that one back to the floor? Instead of the ones y'all trying to create and come up with, which no one on the Republican side is going to agree with. Ain't nobody going to agree with suing the fucking police. But look at him. 400 years. This 400 years shit. 400 years.
400 years. Black men, black women, black children. The original sin of this country still stains our nation today. And sometimes we manage to overlook it.
Wait a minute. Is this the same dude? Hold on. Let me show you something. Is this the same dude, right, that said this, right? I do not buy the concept popular in the 60s, which said we have oppressed the black man for 300 years and the white man is now far ahead in the race for everything our society offers. In order to even the score, we must now give the black man a head start or even hold the white man back to even the race. Biden told Delaware-based weekly news reporter in 1970 motherfucking 5. He said he don't buy that. He don't buy that black people been oppressed for 300 years. But then he get on this motherfucker right here right? He get on this motherfucker right here, and he say black people been oppressed, right? Now black people been oppressed all of a sudden.
No, it's a list that dates back more than 400 years. Black men, black women, black children. The original sin of this country still stains our nation today, and sometimes we manage to overlook it. We just push forward with 1,000 other tasks in our daily life, but it's always there. In weeks like this, we see it plainly that we're a country with an open wound.
What? You said you don't want to do nothing about that open wound. You said that open wound is not your fucking fault. You don't have to do nothing. So why are you trying to take responsibility now, Joe? Huh? Why are you trying to take responsibility now for uniting the country when you was a person in the 70s to try to divide the country? How, Joe? How? Now you trying to take the bridges out of New Orleans, the freeways out of New Orleans, out the ghetto, because you want to unite communities and you don't want no bridges in between communities. Which black people use that bridge to go to work. Black people use that bridge to travel, to get out the city. Now you want to take that bridge out because that bridge is racist. I mean, the freeway is fucking racist.
And the reality is that racism in America is bad for everyone. Racism is bad for everyone.
It's good for the Democrats because you make money off of it. You can make money off of racism, slavery, police brutality. It's so many angles you can go with racism. It's crazy. Anything happened. Coronavirus is racist. The mask is racist. The treatment is racist. The medicine is racist. How you deliver it is racist. The police is racist. How they arrest you is racist. How they profile you is racist. Calling somebody the fucking people at the January 6th Capitol building was racist. The fucking everybody racist, but guess what? Antifa's not racist. Black Lives Matter not racist. None of them can be racist. But guess what? If you a Trump supporter, you automatic fucking racist. It doesn't matter. You can be a Proud Boy, a gatekeeper. You can be any fucking body, but you automatically racist. You can have black friends. You can be black and all of those shit, but you're automatically racist. So racism is bad when you're on the opposite end of being called a racist, or you're on the opposite end of being a person that the racism exists on. Put it like this. I, as a black Republican conservative, suffer more racism from white people and even black people than a fucking liberal, right? Because when I wear my Trump hat, I wear my Trump outfits and shit like that, that's when the real racists come out of white folks around where I stay at or the places I go. You can see the looks on their face. You can see the disgust on their you can see the disgust in their eyes. You can see all that. You can see the demeanor in their body. You can see the questions they want to ask. The real racism will come out. Then they hate niggas, right? They hate niggas when you different, when you don't obey to what they think is politically correct. You're a nigga. I get some. You want to understand racism? It's places I can't perform because I'm a conservative. Oh, you with that Donald Trump shit? Like I'm finna go in the club and just tell Donald Trump jokes. I don't carry my political views and all that shit on stage. I'm a comedian on stage. This is my political views on my free time when I do these YouTube videos. But I don't talk about that shit. I talk about my baby mama, life, niggas, bitches, hoes, crackheads, everything you can name, kids. I talk about everything else. But I'm not on here talking about politics. I talk about that on my own time. Because I'm a comedian first. I'm a YouTuber and all that second. My job from 9 to 5 and all that is a comedian. You know, and I want to tell people, y'all people like, oh, you doing this, you doing that. Hold on, first of all, you got to understand, even though I speak truth and I speak facts, my job is a comedian. I still got to tell jokes in this shit. I just can't come over and tell a bunch of shit and people gonna listen to lies and funny shit all the time. I have to have truth, But I also have to make it funny because I'm naturally a comedian. That's what I get paid for telling jokes. You know, so people think I'm just a politician. Or I'm just on here talking shit, or I'm on here eating up black people. I'm just a YouTuber. I'm just a fucking whatever you call it, an analyst or a narrator or something like this. When I'm actually a comedian, I'm a stand-up comedian. I get on stage and tell jokes and host shows and all that stuff. That's what I do. I want to do movies and stuff like that, but this is something that's extra. And I'm good at it. That's why I do it. Because I'm fucking good at it. I know I'm fucking good at it. That's why I fucking do it. Here we go.
Racism against black folks and Latinos and Asians and our native brothers and sisters, it's bad for everyone.
Playing the big boys game is playing for the kids who can't represent themselves. And if you don't like what you see, change it.
And what have the Democrats changed? What have they changed about low-income housing, affordable housing? What have they changed about getting black people or the people that lost their jobs in the oil refinery and things like that? What have they done to change to get these people new jobs to help feed their family? What have these people changed that bring us closer to other nations? Talking about we're going to bring our allies in. Motherfucker, you just made our allies buy oil from Russia. The fuck is wrong with you? How you gonna bring our allies? The allies gonna be mad as a motherfucker because Russia now control their power. Russia can turn that motherfucker off. You know what? Fuck American allies. Turn off their damn power. How in the hell you treating our allies with loving and China and Russia and Iraq and all these motherfuckers running amok around the motherfucking world? They don't give a fuck. They all in Africa and shit. And Canada doing fucking trials and tribulations and whatever the fuck you want to call it. Doing fucking sniper stimulations. They running amok around this motherfucker. Come on your soil talking about you can't talk about us. Y'all can't talk about shit. Y'all ain't moral. In front of the world. Motherfucker looking like, damn. What kind of shit is that? Canada sticking their chest out like, damn. You got Canada thinking they tough. Think about it. North Korea like, you know what? We finna try some more nuclear bombs around this motherfucker. Japanese, they scared this motherfucker. They, Japan scared. The whole country fucked up.
We are gathered here in Emancipation Hall.
Look at this. Remember this? Remember this scene right here? We're gathered here in Emancipation Hall. Remember this shit? What happened to the African dashikis, Nancy? What Nancy out talking about? Oh, the voting over. She got your motherfucking vote. She don't need you no motherfucking more. So she don't need to play like she good for the African Americans. That bitch play she good with everybody. The first time coronavirus hit, she was in China talking about come spend money with the Chinese. But look, I ain't heard her say never think about spending money with black-owned businesses. That bitch ain't went to Atlanta. That bitch ain't went to Compton, Long Beach, Detroit, and say nothing about spending money with black people. But as soon as the motherfuckers leave Koreatown, China, who's getting a hate crime, where in her district is high voting in Korea, a high voting turnout with Asian people where she live at, right? Go look at her district where she gets her votes at. And look who mostly in her district. Asians. So she getting that Asian vote. So of course she gonna protect the Asians because the Asians are keeping her in office. Come down here and spend money in Koreatown. You don't need no mask or shit. Don't be scared of the Asians. They didn't do nothing. Don't call it the Wu-Tang. Come down here and spend your money. But she didn't go to Minnesota. She didn't go to no black community, no project, no motherfucking black-owned 99-cent store. She didn't go nowhere talking about spend your money with the black community and help your money and help your community out. She didn't say nothing about stop burning the black community and spend the money with the black community. All y'all white people going over there and protesting. This is how you protest. Stop spending the money with the white people and go spend it with the black people. That's how you protest. Why didn't they say that? Instead of going burning, instead of all you white Black Lives Matter going down and burn down in the black neighborhood, go down there and spend some money in the black neighborhood. Huh? Go buy some of their clothes and some of their drawings and some of their arts and some of their videos and some of their music. Go to some of their go to some of their stand-up comedy shows. Go to some of their rap shows. Go spend money in the black neighborhood and help them out that way. Instead of burning their motherfucking AutoZone down, burning their motherfucking Target down, looting the motherfucking 99-cent store, the Dollar Tree. Instead of doing all that, go spend some money with them. Drop a bag of food off to their kids. Go buy from a black neighborhood grocery store and go drop the food off to some more black kids. And they say we ain't spending no money with no white folks. That'll hurt the motherfuckers. That'll hurt white people way more than you burning down the motherfucking street. Hurt their pockets. You're not hurting their pockets like that. You're hurting your pockets because guess what? Even though that building is burned down, guess what? Them jobs in the community are gone. So remember Becky and Tasha and Carlos and Leroy and all them motherfuckers working in Target and the Dollar Tree? Them jobs are no longer there because they burned that motherfucker down. The Kentucky Fried Chicken burnt the fuck down. The Walgreens burnt the fuck down. They gotta go find a new job now. Thanks, Black Lives Matter.
Hall, aptly named for those who built the Capitol,
Slavery.
sadly.
Look, slavery, here we go. Here goes slavery pitch, y'all. The slavery, she gotta put the slavery in.
Gathered here in Emancipation Hall, aptly named for those who built the Capitol, sadly. Last summer, a number of us, under the leadership of Karen Bass, went to Ghana to observe the 400th anniversary of the first slaves coming across the Atlantic.
Slavery. You see how everything connects back to slavery? It's from George Floyd to slavery. They can't resist, y'all. They can't resist but to mix George Floyd in with slavery.
That tragedy, that horror of history, then slavery in our own country, and then all of the consequences of that. We're here.
See how, look, you can start off with George Floyd, but you can end it on slavery because you can say so much about slavery and you only can say so little about George Floyd. Oh, slavery is the history. They've been chained, they've been oppressed, they've been this, they've been that. Oh, yeah, and plus George Floyd. Okay, yeah, we forgot about George Floyd. You can start off with George Floyd, go towards racism, say all the dirty, evil history of it, then bring it all the way back to present day and connect it with George Floyd.
To observe that pain.
None of us can turn away. None of us can be silent. None of us can any longer can we hear the words, I can't breathe, and do nothing.
Wait a minute. Joe Biden, is this the same dude? Wait a minute. Is this the same dude who's talking about do nothing? He said do nothing now, right? But it's the same dude, right, that said this. In language that bears on today's debate about whether the descendants of slaves should be compensated, Joe Biden added, I don't feel responsible for the sins of my father and grandfather. Wait a minute, nigga. Your father was a slave owner, nigga, and your grandfather was a slave owner? What are you talking about, Joe? For the sins of your father and your grandfather. I don't read it again. He didn't say his forefathers. He didn't say his ancestors that he probably didn't know. This nigga said his father and his grandfather. I feel responsible for what the situation is today, for the sins of my own generation. And I'll be damned if I feel responsible to pay for what happened 300 years ago. What? But you don't want to say but now you saying we shouldn't be silent. Speak out about it. But earlier you said you don't want to pay for the sins of your father and your grandfather because they was racist and they had slaves and they hung niggas. But you're not like them, Joe. You're not like them. You're better than them. You're better than your parents, Joe. We believe.
What, pray tell, is the problem? Well, I finally realized what the problem is, Mr. President. The actual problem is not what is being offered, it is who is offering it.
And we know who is offering it. A black man is offering it. A black Republican man is offering it.
Took me a long time to figure out the most obvious thing in the room.
You know, we can't fail victims like, what Martin Luther King called the appalling silence of good people. Every day, African Americans go about their lives with a constant anxiety and trauma, wondering who'll be next.
I ain't never had that problem. I ain't never walked outside talking about will I be next. I don't know. I'm thinking I might be next. There's gang wars going on in LA. Niggas are dying at an alarming rate. You know what I'm saying? So people are going crazy in LA. That's what I'm more worried about. I'm not worried about the police. Police not really pulling niggas over. I'm more worried about niggas. Right? I'm not worried about that, right? So when you say black people are going outside, and I was debating with a woman on the street the other day, and she was trying to tell me, right, how Donald Trump is racist, right? And she was mad at me for being a Trump supporter and things like that, right? And I said, what about Joe Biden? She's like, Joe Biden ain't no better. I hate Joe Biden ain't no better. He's a racist, this and this, right? And I like Joe Biden have a better, a worse record of being racist, right? So I let her go on about Joe Biden, and I made a point. I said, okay, so if we're gonna say Joe Biden is a racist, and we're gonna say Donald Trump is a racist, right? Let's say I agree with you. Let's say both of them are racist. So why are you more angry at me for supporting a racist than you are at somebody else for supporting another racist, right? Ain't a racist motherfucker the same thing? And why would you get more mad at me for supporting a racist that had less effect on black people than the racist that the other people support? As far as Asian hate crime bill, the 94 crime bill, and all those other things. So why are you more accepting of him being supporting the racist than me supporting the racist? Like, what's the difference? And she couldn't answer that, right? Because I'm finna start getting a lot of people with that very same argument. If you're gonna support, because I can make a lot of racist points about Joe Biden. It's shit you be seeing everywhere. It's so much history, and I was trying to do a game show. It's so much history on Joe Biden. But if we're gonna agree that they both racist, right? I'm gonna say you're right if you say I'm right. So if we're gonna say both of these people are racist, what makes your racist person better than mine? Name the racist bill that my racist person signed into legislation or created or signed that affected black folks in a negative way, right? So if I'm winning, if I got all the points, how is your racist man better than my racist? And you're mad at me? How? And you're supporting a bigger racist than I am. How? And they both openly racist. Let's say they both openly racist. Give me something racist. Give me something racist. My openly racist, the person I support said, done. Besides take out a fucking newspaper, which was an opinion, right? But give me something he signed into legislation, because the person I support has never been a politician until he became president. The president you support been in politics for 47 years. Had a chance to make the difference, all the difference in the world. The only difference he made was locking more niggas up. So let's talk about racism. They can't handle those situations because they get emotional and they don't want to answer the question because they look stupid if they answer the question. So next time somebody argue with you, you got to make that point. Okay, I'll give you every point you want to make. I'll give you every point you want to make. And I said this too, right? And I was arguing with somebody today. He's probably watching the show. I love arguing and debating with liberals. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to come on the show, but they're arguing and debate with me, right? And I said, okay, besides January 6th, and that was assumed to be white supremacy, right? In the last year, name one thing or name one event, riot, burnings, marches, anything like that white supremacy done had within the last year. But this is the biggest threat to America, right? Name one march that white supremacy had that negatively affected somebody, killed somebody, burned something down. You know what I'm saying? The police was called. The police got assaulted. Right? Name one event. And he tried to make the point that the people who was doing the burning and stuff and things like that, they had a reason to do it. I said, so have the other people. They had a reason to do it too. They thought the election was stolen. They've been accused of things. Most of them been assaulted, things like that. So they had a reason to act out too, these white supremacy. So why they didn't do it? And how was they a big threat? And I have heard nothing from any white supremacists, not even a single white supremacist. The people tried to kidnap the bitch. They wasn't white supremacists in Michigan. So what have these white supremacists done besides so-called Facebook or Instagram or Twitter chatter? What have they done? You can label the people white supremacists at the January 6th Capitol, and I say, if I give you that, give me another example of extreme white nationalism or white supremacy. Give me one within the last year, 2 years. I don't see how something that doesn't exist, that's always been brought up, that doesn't have any evidence within the last 2 years of affecting anybody black. I don't see how that. I don't see how that is. I don't see how you can call people white supremacy and things like that and think that's more dangerous than the people that's actually burning down things, the people that are actually shooting innocent people, the people that are burning down police stations, tearing down statues, burning down buildings, assaulting and sexually assaulting people in chop zones. I have not saw white supremacy do anything like that. So motherfuckers say white supremacy, I'm trying to tell them, give me where they're at. Give me an example of white supremacy so I can believe you. Because I want to believe you about white supremacy. I really do. But you have to first give me an example. And I can run with it. So I don't want to look like no fool. I want you to get up here and I'm be talking about white supremacy don't exist and all this old shit. And you telling me it do? Well, I don't want to get on my show and look like a liar. So tell me where this shit exists at, so I can look it up and Google it. If you can't tell me where it exists at, how you gonna tell me white? How you gonna tell me and I'm black and I'm telling you just like you're black, I don't feel it. You can feel it in any way, situation you want to, and you have a right to feel that way. I'm not gonna take that right away, but I'm asking you. I don't experience white supremacy in my personal life, and I can't see it nowhere in the social life or the world. So tell me, where's this white supremacy happening at? Can anybody in the chat tell me an example of white supremacy? Let me go in the chat. Miss Barbie, can you tell me an example of white supremacy? Ralphie, can you tell me? Who's that? Miranda Stevens, can you tell me? I know Sergeant Mo can't tell me because me and Sergeant Mo was out in Hollywood, and Brandy can't tell me. Carlos can't tell me. Colonel Corn can't tell me. Betty Boop can't tell me. Can't nobody tell me what the fuck white supremacy is. So until you give me an example of it, I don't know what the fuck it is. Don't tell me something exists and you can't show me an example of it.
So I realized finally, it's the who that's offering this. Now, I have dealt with the problem of who before. As a black man, I get the who being the problem. It's one of the reasons why I went to Senator McConnell and said, I want to lead this conversation. I'm the person in our conference who has experienced firsthand racial discrimination, racial profiling by law enforcement, and I'm still a fan because I believe that most law enforcement officers are good.
And you know what? I have to take that opinion too, right? Because since I've been doing these videos, I have been running into a lot of law enforcement officers on a different vibe. You have a different vibe when you can talk to a law enforcement officer instead of be scared of them. I used to be scared to talk to them because I thought they were gonna stereotype me and shit like that. But as a conservative and understanding that they're people, I've learned to talk to them. I learned to joke with them. And I was with my girl one time, and I was joking with the police one time, and she was nervous, right? And she didn't understand. And I'm like, well, they are people, and they like joking too. And when you tense up, you know what I'm saying? They think I'm doing something to you. I'm like, oh no, she's whooping my ass. I'm talking like I'm getting abused, and they laughing. Then she get tense, like she not understanding. Like they're also people, and they understand humor. You know what I'm saying? You can't, if you talk to them like a human being, they'll talk back to you like a human being. So since I've been talking to police like human beings, I've been having excellent conversations with them, excellent reports. I'm on probation, and I can't tell you the last time I got my car checked, and that's one of the things they do. You don't go and tell you ain't doing nothing. You show them the flyers. My flyers, my YouTube videos, got my business cards. They know I ain't doing shit. And what you doing, man? Whatever it may be, they let me go. I don't even get searched. They don't even pull me out the car. And this was before George Floyd. In the last 3 years, I don't remember the police pulling me out the car and say, hey, man, put your hands on top of you and do all that shit. I don't remember that. Walking down the street and doing, you know what I'm saying, they thought it was somebody else. That happened, but I ain't never got pulled over, and I talked to them, and they pulled me out the car and searched me. It doesn't happen. I done got a ticket, they ain't pulled me out the car and searched me. You got anything in the car? No. I'm a comedian. This is why they got my car, they got my merchandise in the back. Sometimes I have shirts with me, but if you out and you handling your business and you talk to them politely and correct, you out of there in 5 minutes. But you up in there, I know my motherfucking rights. I know what you can't do to me. You can't do this. I can't do this. I'm supposed to roll down my window this far. You're not allowed to do that. I can say no. I can say this. You're not allowed to know. You don't know what the fuck is going on. You don't know your rights. You ain't no lawyer. You didn't go to school for this shit. You done heard some shit on LA Law and Order or some shit like that, and now all of a sudden you a motherfucking lawyer. You know everything about the fucking the justice system. You know what I'm saying? You just know every fucking thing. Impossible.
But I'm the guy. I am your guy, Mitch, because this is my issue. This is an issue for every poor kid growing up in every poor neighborhood in this nation who feels like when I leave my home for a job, I might not come back.
And you know what Tim Scott done right there? He gave the Democrats a bone. He said, look, I'm going to agree with you right there. We're going to say that all kids are scared to go out the house for a job because they're scared they might not come back. I'm going to give you that if you go ahead and let me have this and police reform bill. I'm going to give you that. I'm going to say that. I'm going to put that as a talking point for you, even though I don't believe this shit because he's a black man and he has family members, black family members. So even though he don't believe that, he's going to say that for the Democrats.
And it is time that we come to terms with the fact that America has never fully addressed the systemic racism that has existed in our country.
It has never existed. This bitch is vice president. The only reason why Joe Biden is president, and she's saying systematic racism still exists and it's never been addressed? How? Back in the 60s, they were sicking German shepherds on niggas, wet niggas with water hoses. Huh? Back then, the police were putting, look, back in my days, right? And this is some true shit. You can ask anybody in LA in the 90s, right? You talking about crooked police. The police, if they didn't like you, they would handcuff you, take you into your enemy's neighborhood, and drop your ass off. Good luck, nigga. It happened to plenty of motherfuckers. If some motherfuckers will give you a pass, but some motherfuckers, that's like dropping some meat in a piranha pool. They're gonna beat the shit out of you, and 30% of the time you're dead. If and they know who feuding. If you got somebody feuding, they're gonna drive by and these dudes over here angry at this gang over here, and then you drop one of these dudes off like, huh, here you go. That dude is fucking dead. So the police don't do that no more. Police don't, I mean, all kind of cameras, police just don't whoop your ass and let you go no more. For nothing. It used to be police whoop your ass for nothing. Talk shit to you. There's all kind of camera phones out now, but talk shit to you. You don't have to say nothing. Will whoop your ass on the street. I liked it back then because the police had, I mean, me personally, I liked it back then. I didn't like the dropping off part, but I like when the police keep niggas in line. Like, you know, we had regular police out here that talk shit like that, and you have to respect them. We have police out here that take off their motherfucking belt buckle and like that and give you a fair fight. The police was real back in the days. So the police right now, from an LA point of view, from an ex-gang member and all that stuff, from seeing real police violence and police brutality and police corruption, which I was caught up in, this is way a whole lot better policing. It's a whole lot better. We know in our neighborhoods, right? We know, niggas know, we don't care about the police, but we have family members. I want the police there for if one of these niggas was to break in my grandmother's house, my mother's house, my auntie house, the place where my kids sleep. I want my girl or my baby mama or my grandmother or my auntie or my cousins, whoever, to be able to call the police and protect them if I can't come. If I'm not there. If I can't make it. Or another family can't make it. I would love for the police to be there. But if my grandmother called and I'm out of town doing a show or some shit like that, or I'm at work and my grandmother calls saying she hears something in her house, well, I gotta go tell my boss, hey, I gotta go home because somebody fucked with my grandmother. Drive 30 miles back to the house. By then, my grandmother already fucking dead. But you can root everything back to racism. It's never have gotten better. According to this bitch, you was attorney general as a black woman. You was the second woman, black woman ever as a senator. What? How is this country not getting better? It's not perfect by far, but it continues to get better.
That's just a fact.
Imagine if every time your husband or son, wife or daughter left the house, you feared for their safety from bad actors and bad police.
This is a serious issue. This is an issue for every single kid.
Every single kid. Joe Biden said every single kid in the black neighborhood is scared to go outside. I don't know what fucking neighborhood Joe Biden been going to or what neighborhood he get his motherfucking information from, but these kids where I live, they're not scared to go outside. They want to go outside. The only thing they scared of is a straight fucking bullet. That's the only thing, a straight bullet. Anything else they can deal with. They can deal with the park. They don't care about the police. They can deal with that. The only thing these kids can't deal with out here is gang fucking violence. Huh? It was a kid the other day that got shot. Kids out here getting shot at a rate that's alarming. But you want to talk about racism, but you want to talk about the gang violence? Right? In the last year, black or white, because we done saw some white people, some black people kill some white kids. One of the white, I forgot the Tyler, whatever, the little kid, white kid that was riding the bike on the black man's lawn, and the black man shot him. So if we talking about racism and how it's going and which way it's going and things like that, I have seen in the last year, I have seen more blacks beating the shit out of white people at dinner, rallies, all that. Then I saw white people beating the shit out of white people. Did I say that right? I saw more white people get their ass beat by black people than black people get their ass beat by white people. Huh? I have never saw a group of white people in the street recently talking about their lives matter, going to people at their dinner table and things like that, taking their food, drinking their drink, all in front of them. I never saw that. I done saw some white people do some crazy shit like chase down a Joe Biden bus. I done saw some motherfuckers do that. I done saw them wave flags at a black college, but you got assholes that are Republican. Just like you got assholes that's a Democrat. We all got them. You got assholes that are what do you call that? The Tea Party, whatever the fuck. Independents. That's what they is. They in the fucking pendants.
Who says, is this my country? We've heard no. This is the issue that we should be solving. Not the legislative issue. That's not the issue. The issue is, do we matter? We had an opportunity to say, you matter so much, we'll stay on this floor for as long as it takes and as many amendments as it takes for us to get to the issue that says, yes, you matter. But we said no today.
The Democrats said no. The Democrats said the most racist person in the world he has more racist comments than Strom Thurmond. Think about this. He has a list of look, and the cold thing about it, we've been getting into it later on the video. The Democrats know. They know this nigga's racist.
Imagine if you had to have that talk with your child about not asserting your rights, taking the abuse handed out to them, just so they could make it home.
Wait, taking the abuse that's handed out to them, like the police could get out and whoop black people's ass in order to go home. Like, hold on, we're gonna whoop your ass and let you go. You gotta deal with the abuse just to go home? No, you just gotta talk. Look, you can have the most racist cop in the fucking world. He still have a fucking job to do, and he has to do his job. All you gotta do is be polite with the motherfucker, because he's a cop before he's a racist. He can be a racist when he go home, right? But if you're gonna talk shit to the cop, that's when the cop goes away and the racists come out. No, we ain't saying it's not racist cops on the force, but don't bring the racists out the motherfucking cop. Let him be racist with the next nigga. Like, you know what? I'm gonna get out of this. You gonna kill the next nigga. It won't be this one. How you doing, officer? Yes, officer. I'll get out of my car. Yes, search it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. You finished? This is my name. My name is my name. Here go my ID. Here go my registration. Here go my registration. Here go this. Here go that. You know. So, can I go? Am I on the rest? Okay. Bye. Thank you. Have a nice day. Shoot the next nigga, officer. I ain't gonna be up in that. Oh, you stupid mother. I done saw people disrespect the police. You stupid motherfucker, you take off that badge, I'll whoop your motherfucking ass. You punk motherfucker, get your motherfucking hands off me, don't touch me, motherfucker. I know my motherfucking rights, nigga, you can't touch me. Talking shit to the police calm. Okay, yes, I got you. Ooh, this, you know. He may say that to the wrong police, and the wrong police got the wrong police at the right time and get his ass whooped. Every police ain't gonna take that. Don't bring the racists out the motherfucker.
Imagine having police called on you just for sitting in Starbucks or renting an Airbnb or watching birds.
That motherfucker said watching birds. But look, you rent an Airbnb because some motherfuckers be having parties in them Airbnbs. Them motherfuckers be selling drugs and opening strip parties and filming videos and all kinds of shit. I know some niggas that rented Airbnbs just for them occasions. I mean, we could go rent an Airbnb and turn up in that motherfucker. Throw a party, music video, all that shit in Vegas. You want to come on out? Of course, if neighbors see that shit, like, these niggas over here look suspicious. There was a party over here last week and these niggas trying to come back. The film part 2. Get these niggas up out of here. Get them up out of here. They said you get called for bird watching. Niggas that looks suspicious. What niggas bird watch? I would have called the police on that nigga too. Like, hey, I don't know what kind of crime this is, but it's a nigga over there watching birds. I don't know what he gonna do. I don't know if he gonna try to molest one of the birds or what the fuck he gonna do. But who sits in the park watches birds? I'm reporting this nigga. Like, who does that? Something is wrong with this nigga. I would have reported him too. They would have called me I don't know, a Todd. I guess the word is a Lauren, a Kelly, a Karen, or some shit like that. They would have called me a Kevin, a Steven, or some shit. I like, look, nigga, you watching birds, nigga. Like, what was I supposed to think, nigga? You probably needed help. Nigga, I don't know what the fuck was wrong. You're sitting over there, nigga, staring at birds. Who the fuck does that? And you're black. I can see if you was white. That's white people shit. Niggas do not stare at birds. We stare at asses.
And so the people protesting on the street are protesting, understanding that we have yet to fulfill that promise of equal justice under the law.
They not marching for that. That's why you break into motherfucking Foot Locker, because motherfuckers not fulfilling equal justice. That's a crime. That's a crime of opportunity. Huh? And then you use that to say this fake raise. Do you think the motherfuckers are mad when they breaking in Foot Locker? Most of the motherfuckers be laughing and joking and filming themselves. It's a party. They don't doing that shit before no George Floyd. They don't give a damn about no George Floyd. You think the motherfuckers care about George Floyd when they breaking in Foot Locker? They're like, yeah, I'm breaking this Foot Locker for George Floyd. These are new George Floyd Nikes. George Floyd Nikes, yeah, nigga, I got him at the Foot Locker in the George Floyd rally. Huh? You think niggas actually give a fuck when they have an opportunity to get a Louis Vuitton belt? They be like, you know what, I'm gonna get this belt in George Floyd name. I'm mad right now. Them niggas happy. Like, nigga, I'm finna go on Foot Locker and sell everything. Huh? They get VCRs and shit, and they know they're not going to jail? Look, that's a setup, right? How is it going to be an Asian hate crime bill, right? It's going to be an Asian hate crime bill, right? And then the motherfucker get out because of the no bail shit. You let all the motherfucking criminals out, but then you want to sign an anti-Asian hate crime bill that put niggas in jail when you just let them out. What's the use of you signing bills for and let niggas out of jail? I mean, put niggas in jail if all you're going to do is let them out. The agent say, nigga, we ain't going to snitch because the nigga going to be out next week. He going to be back at the motherfucking Chinese shop, you know what I'm saying, talking shit like, nigga, you snitched on me? You better not go to court. Not a nigga in danger. How many motherfuckers in New York got the same day after assaulting somebody? Huh? How many niggas? Yeah, same day. One nigga robbed 13 banks in 2 weeks. Got out 13 times. Nigga, they have no repercussions from doing hate crime. So why would they stop? If they hate a motherfucking Asian, they gonna whoop the motherfucking Asian ass, because 9 times out of 10, even if they do go to jail, they gonna get right back out.
We were 4 votes short of saying yes to having a powerful tool of pulling resources to compel behavior on chokeholds. Because I believe if we've gotten on the bill, we would have passed this bill. But that is the problem, by the way. That's who I'm talking about.
CNG is the reason I was able to stay.
Hey, look, and this is Joe Biden, right? This is one of Joe Biden's racist moments, right? He can't help but say racist shit. This is racist right here.
Sequestered in my home is because...
All right, it's racist.
Because I believe if we've gotten on the bill, we would have passed this bill. But that is the problem, by the way. That's who I'm talking about.
CNG, the reason I was able to stay sequestered in my home is because some black woman was able to stack the grocery shelf. This is a national crisis. We need real...
That's racist as a motherfucker. Some black lady was able to stack the grocery store market. Why you couldn't say, hey, it's not no white ladies up in there? It's not no Mexican ladies up in there? It's not no Muslims, Indians, anything? Why you couldn't say workers or Americans or patriots or anything? Why did you have to break it all the way down to fucking race? A black woman. Nigga, that's racist.
Crisis. We need real leadership right now. Leadership that will bring everyone to the table so we can take measures to root out systemic racism. It's time for us to take a hard look at the uncomfortable truths.
Where is the racism at? Are you telling me that I can't make my own movie? Are you telling me that I can't be a politician? Or you can't tell me I can't be a rapper, a singer? You can't try to tell me I can't be a millionaire? I can't get rich? I can't create my own business? You can't tell me I can't go get a job? What's holding me back as a black man right now from doing anything? The only thing holding me back is me not trying. The only thing holding me back is me not applying myself. The only thing holding me back is me saying it's a system that's not going to allow me. That's not going to allow me to be. That's not going to allow me to be successful. You're telling me I'm not going to be successful because you're telling me it's a system against me. So you're telling me no matter how much I try, it's still a system that's going to oppress me. This is what the Democrats are telling you. Republicans are telling you, man, be what you want to be in America. Do what you want to do. You can be anything you be. These people are telling us, the Democrats are telling me, people like me, no matter how hard you fucking work, the system is against you, nigga. Do what the fuck you want to do. The system is against you, nigga. The police is against you. The housing is against you. The jobs is against you. The coronavirus is against you. Do anything you want to do, nigga. You won't be successful. Because at every turn, something's going to block you. You can't get a job because something's going to block you. You can't go to school because something's going to block you. You can't have your own business because something is going to block you. A white man going to come do this. A white man going to come do that. Because guess what? It's racism in anything you want to fucking do.
It's time for us to face that deep open wound.
And I can say with full certainty that it is time that the leaders in this United States Senate, in this United States Congress, take action to reform a criminal justice system that for far too long has been informed by systemic racism and by racial bias.
You know what I'm saying? You even got this motherfucker out. Everything is racist. It's always been racist. It's never been good. No matter how many black babies being saved, no matter how many black grandmothers being saved, no how many murders and kidnaps and rapists and child molesters being arrested in these neighborhoods, they still racist.
Every American should try to stand in silence for 8 minutes and 46 seconds to acknowledge the pain of George Floyd and the pain of racism.
He say stand. He said every American should stand for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. For what?
To pursue it with real urgency. Got to make real the promise of America, which we've never fully grasped, that all men and women are equal.
Where we have a so-called commander-in-chief who also has the title of President of the United States, who I promise you will never speak the words Black Lives Matter.
And why should he? Why Trump can't say all lives matter? He's the president. He's not supposed to single out a specific group. Now, that would be racist. Because what if Trump say all white lives matter? He said, what if he said, okay, black lives matter, but white lives matter too? Huh? He got to say all lives matter. He got Asian people. He's the president of the United States. Everybody's in the United States. He's a protector of everybody. He can't pick one race and protect one race over other race. If it's malpractice in the police department, it's practice against white people too. White people get shot just as much as black people. Mexicans, Asians, not as much as black people and white people, but white people get shot at a more fucking higher rate. You know, so if you're gonna reform a bill, reform the bill for everybody. Don't say you're reforming it for black people only. We're only doing it because black people getting shot or black people getting choked out or kicked or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Everyone's getting harassed by the police. Everyone's getting their ass beat. It's rednecks getting their ass shot by the police. Huh? It's white people that live in black neighborhoods that act black getting shot by the police. I guess because they niggas too.
We got to recognize that kid wearing a hoodie may very well be the next poet laureate.
Huh? That kid wearing the hoodie. Who is that kid wearing the hoodie, y'all? Let's see in the chat. Who is that kid wearing the fucking hoodie? Can you riddle me that? Who gonna guess? Who is the kid wearing the hoodie, y'all? Who gonna guess who the kid wearing the hoodie is? Huh? Who is the kid that wears the hoodie? He don't even know the kid's name. He don't even know the kid's name. Any teenager today. But look what he called him. Trayvon Martin, not Juicy Smollett, Ty. Trayvon Martin was that kid with the hoodie. And guess what? He shouldn't be mistaken as a gang member.
Of President of the United States, who I promise you will never speak the words Black Lives Matter.
We got to recognize that kid wearing the hoodie may very well be the next poet laureate and not a gangbanger.
Huh? And not a gangbanger. You can't remember his name, but you can call him a gangbanger because he got the hoodie. It could be the next Lord, whatever, Ralph something, but not a gang member. Cory Booker got on them about this, right? Why do you think Cory Booker is silent right now? Why do you think Cory Booker ain't inside the Joe Biden cabinet right now? Everybody sold out did. Everybody who sold out is in the Joe Biden cabinet. Cory Booker is not, because Cory Booker makes statements like this.
Now, after your criticism on Twitter, the vice president's campaign put out their own statement. Vice President Biden, like many leaders over the years, was calling direct attention to the daily experiences faced by many African-American men around the country and the perceived so-called threat from people like Trayvon Martin, who were racially profiled and deemed criminal while wearing a hoodie. As the context of his remarks noted, we needed to make sure black mothers feel confident when they send their child, their son, out on the streets, that they're going to feel safe. But they didn't address the use of the word gangbanger, which was the issue you had. Senator, explain.
Again, as a guy growing up as a young black guy in America who was followed and surveilled, faced that indignity and even the danger of that, being perceived to be a threat. Again, this is just another example of just conversations that or lessons that Joe Biden shouldn't have to learn.
Huh? These are lessons. How many times are Joe being Joe? How many times are lessons Joe gonna have to learn he shouldn't say certain things? They gonna put you back in chains. Huh? That's something he should have knew not to say in front of black folks. White folks, poor kids are just as smart as white folks, white kids. He's supposed to know you're not supposed to say that. If you don't vote for Joe Biden, you're not black. He's supposed to know you ain't supposed to say that. He's supposed to know these things. Back to Barack Obama, clean-shaved African man. He knows he ain't supposed to say that. The things he said to Anita Hill as a black woman, Clarence Thomas as a black man, he know he wasn't supposed to say that. Cory Booker pointing this shit out. As a Democrat, that's why they silenced Cory Booker, because he pointed out too much shit. When Kamala Harris dropped off, he was still talking that shit about Joe Biden, because Joe Biden is a blatant racist.
And there's a lot of his record from busing to the 1994 crime bill. I was in law school when that was going on, when you saw African-American men being arrested at rates.
So how is it systematic racism when this dude, Joe Biden, signed the bill that locked black men up in the system? And the Democrats know it, and they talking about it. Kamala Harris said he should apologize about the busing and about how he was talking, and she believed him, the woman, about the sexual assault. Huh? He called him a racist. Nigga, you are racist.
They were unconscionable. I came from Yale and Stanford, where people were using marijuana, using drugs, but lived in a country where there's no difference between drug usage and drug selling, but between blacks and whites. But African Americans are almost 4 times more likely to be incarcerated for those things. And these are very typical, painful issues, to the point now that because of a lot of the legislation that Joe Biden endorsed, this war on drugs, which has been a war on people, we now have had a 500% increase in the prison population since 1980, overwhelmingly black and brown. There's more African Americans under criminal supervision today than all the slaves in 1850. These are real, painful, hurtful issues. And again, we need nominees that can speak to this in a way that heals, that brings people together, that rises us up as a country to not only deal with historic and systemic racism, but helps us to come together and deal with our common purpose and common cause.
And Joe Biden cannot do that. Joe Biden, y'all gotta excuse me. Joe Biden is sensitive to black people's needs. He can't do it. It's impossible. How can a man that locked up and was responsible for locking up more black people than anybody in history all of a sudden be sensitive to systematic racism when you the one invented some of the key parts of the systematic racism that's going on today? Black people still locked up for your laws. That's why you don't hear from Cory Booker. When the last time you heard from Cory Booker? They didn't want him to say this type of shit. They didn't want him to, because these videos are not being played on CNN and no shit like that. They cut these videos off. You don't see these videos no more. You don't see when they was calling Joe Biden a racist or a sexist, or he got to stop being too close to people and he sniffing kids' hair and he kissing people and rubbing them. They got rid of all them videos to show how fucking creepy Joe is. Now all of a sudden he's a uniter?
You think the vice president is just incapable of that because of his record? He just does that because of this lengthy record, that no matter whether he disavows it or not, that disqualifies him to be the nominee for a Democratic Party.
For those who wish to, we will now kneel for our moment of silence.
No, look.
But right now,
Look. Kneeling in the moment of silence. Now, why would you kneel? Wasn't that what the police officer was doing? He was kneeling. Why are you gonna mimic the police officer and kneel like you kneeling on somebody's neck? Y'all don't see the symbolism in that? You kneeling on the ground. Hold on.
Those who wish to, we will now.
You kneeling on the ground, you in the position that the police officer Chauvin was in, kneeling on the neck. You couldn't do nothing else? You can bow in the moment of silence? Why would you mimic, why would you put yourself in the position that the officer was in? Kneeling on the neck. How disrespectful is that? Taking one knee on the neck for 8 minutes and 50 seconds or some shit like that. How? That's disrespectful. You done the same thing Chauvin done. Let's kneel on these niggas' necks. Everybody, we got these niggas on lockdown. Let's show them we got a knee on these niggas' neck. We're gonna mimic Chauvin. Look at it. We all got we doing the same thing Chauvin, and we got our motherfucking arms on our leg and shit. We mimicking Chauvin in front of you. What Illuminati told him to do that? You don't do no shit like that. When the rednecks done the mimic the George Floyd on their video and made a joke out of it, y'all made hell out of it. But y'all can mimic Derek Chauvin and shit like this, and everybody supposed to be sensitive and understanding and kumbaya and all of those shit. But you can kneel for 8 minutes and 50-something seconds?
Now kneel for our moment of silence.
but right.
Look at that. Look at that. Ain't that how Officer Chauvin does? Huh? You gonna kneel for your moment of silence on one knee? That's symbolism at its finest. Let's get out there and kneel on one knee.
But right now, this is the moment in time to address the issue of policing. And so the package of bills that Senator Booker and I and so many of our colleagues are pulling together is specifically to address that.
See, as a black guy, I know how it feels to walk into a store and have the little clerk follow me around, even as a United States Senator.
Joe Biden don't know that feeling. He doesn't know that feeling. So I don't understand how somebody like Joe Biden or even Kamala Harris, who's been privileged her whole life, gonna tell somebody and preach to somebody about racism. They have never hung around nobody that was had racism. I mean, I'm pretty sure Joe Biden never hung around no niggas and heard stories about niggas was telling about how they was discriminated against and how they was systematically deprived of some shit because of racism. I don't think Joe Biden grew up around people like that. Or Kamala Harris, you know what I'm saying, who was president. I don't think she grew up around niggas who was going to jail and getting their ass beat by the police and drive. I don't think she grew up in that area or knew them type of people. So I don't understand how these people are going to speak out about racism and things like that when they never experienced it. I'm pretty sure Tim Scott experienced it in South Carolina, where he came from. I'm pretty sure the nigga in the back in the suit with the rainbow on the checkered tie, I'm pretty sure he know what racism is too. That nigga look like he from down south, too, from Alabama, Mississippi, some damn where, and he like Tim Scott bodyguard for the knocking nigga out. But he look like he done experienced some racism too. I'm just saying. Oops. I'm just saying.
And have the little clerk follow me around, even as a United States Senator. I get that. I've experienced that. I understand the traffic stops. I understand that when I'm walking down the street and some young lady clutches onto her purse, and my instinct is to get a little further away because I don't want any issues with anybody. I understand that. But what I missed in this issue is that the stereotyping of Republicans is just as toxic and poison to the outcomes of the most vulnerable communities in this nation. That's the issue.
And that's the problem. So a year after the George Floyd death, nothing has gotten passed, right? And nothing has changed. You have seen gang violence, and you have seen murders and robberies and assaults and race crimes and mass shootings. You have seen everything go up within the last 4 months, and you don't really see the Joe Biden really talking about it. Joe Biden is only doing this George Floyd thing to try to put pressure on Republicans to okay his criminal justice bill. He's trying to put the pressure on the Republicans. I don't think the Republicans are going to get pressure like that. I don't think that bill is going to pass. But they're going to try to say it's the Republicans' fault. They're going to do some they knew the bill was outlandish when they signed it. They knew Republicans wasn't going to agree to police getting sued and shit like that, because that would be the end of the police department, period. So what they done is put these crazy ass laws up in there, you know, and say, agree with this. And then when they know they're not going to agree with it, they put them in a catch-22. They say, okay, we didn't get the criminal justice reform bill passed because the Republicans didn't want to agree to this and this. So it's their fault. It's not our fault. We tried. We put the bill in. We done this. We tried, and they wouldn't do it. So now we got to do something else. Pretty soon, it's going to be forgotten. Like people are going to get tired of talking about January 6th. People are going to get tired of talking about George Floyd, even the people that support that stuff, because after a while, it becomes a minute point. Like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Y'all trying to reform the police. You know, it's not going to get done. Stop blaming on Republicans. Stop doing it. It's not going to get done. There's plenty of things that's not going to get done. So if you can always hang that over and try to use that in the 22 elections, like, okay, we tried to do that. Vote for us, because if we vote for us and we get more people in the Senate and on the floor and all this old shit, we can pass this bill. So what y'all got to do, if y'all want police reform and like this and this like that, y'all got to vote for us in 2022, because these motherfuckers won't, Republicans won't pass it, and we need more people. That's going to be like a sales pitch, because they have nothing else to run on. You know they finna lose. So now they finna come up and try to mess with the psyche and the emotion of the black people. You know what I'm saying? Talking about the police reform, because that's the only thing they got to hang on to. Police reform and climate change. They can't win on the economy. They can't win on foreign affairs. They can't win on jobs. They can't win on anything else but racism or sexism or some shit like that. There's no policies. Joe Biden haven't won on any policy yet. and all this shit, taxes going up and gas going up and inflation and all that. That's not no win. That's not no win for nobody. People can't get no, and people not being able to hire people because people would rather stay at home and collect the check. I argued with somebody today about he said what's going to happen is the companies is going to be forced to understand that they need workers, but also the workers going to be forced to understand that they need the company because this money is eventually going to run out. You know, and you can't just like always depend on the government to take care of you because one day they money is going to run out. It look good right now, you know what I'm saying, but it's going to run out because it's impossible for people to be paying for this shit, and these companies be taxing. We finna have the highest tax percentage for companies and industries in the fucking world. That's going to take us out of a lot of competition. Motherfuckers gonna be moving. So this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm gonna get up out here, but like I said, don't believe if you on here. Don't believe all this. So everything dates back to racism and slavery. All that shit is a catch play because anything they say is gonna say be racist, and they're gonna date it back to slavery. The only thing like they want to cancel culture everything, right? They want to cancel culture. Speedy Gonzalez, the Muppets, Disney movies, Kermit the Frog, you name it. Why don't y'all cancel culture slavery? Why don't y'all stop talking about it? You know what I'm saying? The one way to forget about it and to end it is to stop bringing it up and make it cease to exist. But every time y'all come out with a movie or something that happened and systematic racism and nothing has changed and we got to get better and we got a long way to go. They said we had a long way to go way back in the fucking 60s when we first got our voting rights. When we first had the fucking Civil Rights Act. They said we was gonna go a long way. It's been about 7 Civil Rights Acts passed since then for black folks. Google it. We keep on getting better. We keep on getting better. But now we still got a long way to go. How much fucking longer do we got to go? I mean, how many more Civil Rights Act, how many more bills you got to pass? You know what I'm saying? When is we going to be even if we still we got a long way to go? I don't understand. From where we came from, what my grandfather told me he'd been through, and what his grandfather been through to right now, I think we came a long way. I don't think people know their real history. If you know your real history, you'd be proud at where we at right now. You wouldn't be fucking like say I'm depressed because black people are oppressed. You wouldn't be doing that. You'd be like, damn, back in the day we couldn't do this, we couldn't do that. Now you can talk to white people like they fucking crazy and not you call them crackers and white motherfuckers and racists and get all in their face and don't suffer no repercussions. If you can, somebody need to put your ass in a time capsule and shoot your ass back to the 60s and have your ass do that shit and see how far and see if your ass make it to the 70s. Matter of fact, it can be December 29th, 1969 at 12 o'clock motherfucking PM, and you gonna do that shit. I bet your ass won't make it to 1970. They wasn't playing that shit back in the days. You have rights now because you have more freedom of speech. You didn't have that freedom of speech back in the days. Freedom of speech could have got you killed. Now freedom of speech gets you on Instagram, gets you on YouTube, gets you likes, shares, Facebook. Look at me. Look, I'm yelling all in this white person's face. I'm all finna film this shit. I'm finna film myself beat up this white person. It's funny. You'd have done that back in the days, it would have been motherfuckers outside your house with burning crosses, chains, because people don't know. If you want to talk about influencing fucking the court system and things like that, back in the days when white people wanted a black man convicted, they went to the courthouse and sit out the courthouse and made them motherfuckers basically convict him. Because if he would have came out as a free man, they would have lynched his ass. What do you think they would have done in Chauvin if he would have came out as a free man? And who do you think that was outside of the courthouse convincing the courthouse that this motherfucker is guilty? Huh? It was white people. It was white people then. It's black people now doing the same exact fucking thing. He better be guilty or else we gonna burn this motherfucker down. White people done it back in the days. See how it's reversed? White people doing it now. They're using black people to do it, but they doing it. They finna get all the minority votes. They bringing other votes. Look, they're trying to get the Asian vote, right? The Jewish vote ain't really nothing no more. They're trying to get the Asian vote, right? They're trying to get the Hispanic vote. They're trying to get the by bringing over other countries and shit. They're trying to get that vote. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to get every other minority vote, black people vote. They're trying to get every minority vote so they can try to have a monopoly on minorities, even if they got to ship them in and try to make them illegal citizens, but legal citizens. They doing this. But anyway, they doing this. So either you got to understand, as a black person, you got every opportunity in the world to succeed. You got the same 24 hours in a day as the next motherfucker. Ain't nothing more special. You got 2 eyes, 2 feet. You know what I'm saying? You have the same options. You have the same resources. Right? You can meet the same people. You can go to the same places. It's up to you. You can't leave it up to nobody else. You got to get out there and get it, you know? No matter, I mean, times don't get hard. It's like times are hard for me right now, but you can't let that stop you. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep on pushing. You got to keep on doing what the fuck you do. Because if you let these motherfuckers control you and tell you what you can do and what you're limited to doing, because you can't trust a certain group of people, only you can trust us, and these people don't like you, and you gotta wait for us. And in order for you to succeed, you have to wait till we get the system right. So until we get all these racist motherfuckers out of here, and we pass these laws, and we do this police, and we do this housing, and we do this, and do this, until we do all of that, we can't make it right with you. But guess what? It's not going to get done, so we'll never get it right. But they're telling you all this has to be done, black people, for us. We need to pass all of these fucking laws, all these sweeping bills, in order for us to make it right with you. If we don't pass these bills, guess what? You're going to be broke. You're going to be harassed by the police. You know what I'm saying? You can't live in certain places. You can't get certain jobs. All of this, if we don't get this country right, right? With Republicans saying the country's already right, just get it how you get it. Democrats are like, hold on, you can't do it like that. You got to do it the way we tell you. You got to hop in this union. You got to do this. You got to do that. Because guess what? When you, Democrats love unions. The biggest union in the world is the teachers union, and they got them on lock. Let everything be union. Watch how many unions be voting for Democrats only. Because they want to keep the unions cracking. And they control the unions. Unions pay the dues and all that other shit. And everybody vote as a union. You got these activists coming out of college. You got these liberals on TV cutting off conservative speeches and conservative channels and conservative outputs and trying to silence conservative speech. It's fucked up. And they putting money behind it. They put money behind it. They financing their shit. But anyway, like I said, I'm up out of here, y'all. To the next show, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I got a birthday show. If you want to donate to my birthday, you want to to my birthday, you know what I'm saying, like Beth Roberts and my boy Sergeant Mo, you can donate. I will leave the shit in the chat, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully I will be back tomorrow. I want to thank everybody for coming on out. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this shizzo. I'm about to gizzo and get my early drink on. You know what I'm saying? It's still about 2 hours before my birthday. So, you know, if you ain't subscribed to that channel, that Patreon channel, please subscribe to that Patreon channel to watch my son perform live for his first time. You know what I'm saying? I need that support. He needs your support, you know, and shit, that's how we keep this channel going. You feel what I'm saying? Keep me about the streets. I'd rather be in the house doing YouTube videos. Subscribe to that Patreon channel and keep me out these damn streets so I can stay in the house and do these damn skits. And start going. I can still do live, but I can do most skits, but I gotta be out here in the hot ass sun passing out flies. So support your boy. Like I said, I got plenty of comedy coming. There's plenty of news out there. I get on Joe Biden, there's fucking Marjorie Taylor Greene out there, there's UFO sightings and shit. You know, the UFOs motherfuckers UFOs is coming over here invading shit. You got Kwame Brown is going crazy as a black man and shit like that. You got all kind of shit that's going on right now. All kind of shit that's going on in the world. And we need to talk about it. We need to talk about it. I'm out.